Hi guys. Wonderful. Thank you guys everyone for the follows. Oh yeah, I see. I need to move my stuff around. Um, yeah. Hi to all the new people. Welcome in. Uh, I s yeah, I saw that he posted a video. I have not watched it yet, so I'm just gonna react to it live on stream, I guess. Anyway, I suppose I'll watch the video first, and then I think my mic's a bit loud. And like choose the look. I wait. Yeah. Sorry, I think I'm still live streaming. My screen is like completely off. Okay. Um. Uh. uh oh yeah. Sorry, I'm like I'm getting a ton of like messages on Twitter. I'm like just to follow everyone back. And thank you everyone. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta turn that flash off. Uh. Yeah. I've got a ton of people to follow back. I'm still chatting with Jane, by the way. Um. Yeah. Everything is going well. It's uh. Yeah, it was just there was just a lot to discuss. And I did not. I should have streamed later, but I promised to stream at this time. So let's do it. I think I posted my link. I have a Discord as well. I don't think I set it up pretty properly, but I need to post my link in my Discord. And let me pull up George's video. Why is sorry? I do not have like proper overlays and everything. I look a mess. It's extremely hot now. Yeah, it's my cousin's birthday tonight, but I'll be around. Okay, thanks so much, Juice. Appreciate it. Alright, I'm pulling up George's video now. Wait, where is it? think this is fine. Okay, there we go. Alright, let me just see what he has to say, and I'll give my thoughts on it.
Dogs recently did a stream and accused me of something very serious. I made a response and then she made a follow up response. This is my response to her follow up. Throughout this video, I'm going to be showing clips from some other people just for context. And just to make it clear, I don't want any hate to be sent to anyone, including these people. Here are the two tweets that I posted about this situation. These are now deleted as I only made them to let people know that I had intentions to make a response. And I didn't want people to think I was just completely radio silent in the time that I needed to make those responses. First of all, I just want to make it clear that my tweet that I put out after my first statement wasn't somehow admitting to guilt or completely backtracking on what I originally said. My perspective had changed due to new information that Katie had provided, so now I'm just going to go over Katie's new statement and talk about what she had to say. So first, she acknowledges the texts that I showed about them talking about wanting to play the drinking games are real, but that they were from her friends. So this is reasonable. I only brought up that point because the implication was that it was kind of creepy of us and we were forcing the game on them.
There was more alcohol in the room, and we were encouraged to drink some more as they offered the bottles to us and insisted on drinking games, and, already drunk, I obviously complied.
In reality, it was mutually talked about, and everyone was just having fun. So next, she mentions that one of the reasons she wanted to hang out in our hotel room was because there was another creator that was in the room, but then that creator didn't actually end up being there. Again, reasonable. I didn't know this at the time. There were people in and out of our hotel room throughout the whole event, so she could have potentially heard of anyone being there. When her group was on the way to the hotel, she was messaging me, bantering about whether or not I would actually be there or not, and that made me think that she wanted me to be there. But I don't know, maybe she didn't care and she.
Uh, okay, yeah. You already showed these. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious she wanted him to be there.
She just wanted to see the other creator or just to be with her friends. Next, she shows our Instagram DMs, and she said that a reason she kept messaging me in a friendly way for a while after this whole thing happened was because, and this is a quote, she felt lucky to be talking to a verified account, someone famous, someone I had followed and watched for a while. Now, this is not something that I was thinking about at all. I wasn't aware that she ever watched my content in the past. That was never brought up. This actually makes me feel pretty bad. The only reason she was messaging me was because I have subscribers or something. I would never want that. Again, the only reason I actually brought up us messaging up.
This to me, that message about whether he's going to be that in dreams or just reminds me of how the girls were trying to get Dreaming on. Yeah, actually it might not even be yeah, if it's just about like followers and stuff, then it, it might not even be George she likes. He might just be like good enough. It might it might be Dream. I do not know. What I don't know who exactly she likes, but clearly she likes somebody, and it could be just for fame. But I mean that's kind of like a thing that people do tend to be attracted to fame, money, like just good looks in general. So it's understandable, and it's not really you can't really tell who exactly she might have been crushing on, but I mean it's understandable to want an attractive like partner, to want to find an attractive partner, who yeah has money, has good looks, like fame, power, whatever. But I don't really, I don't really like the clout chasing kind of thing. I mean, it's kind of easy to just go up and talk to them. It's talk to the person you actually want instead of like going through their friends. Uh, yeah, sometimes like sometimes it doesn't work. George fucking runs away whenever I talk to him. So, uh,
After the fact was to show that we were still friendly afterwards, and that I didn't know that she was uncomfortable at the time. She also confirms that we did.
but that is about like he. I'm sure he doesn't know. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't really think about it from that perspective that people might just be interested in him, not for him. But oh, sorry, did I push it? Um, that they might just be interested in him for like money. Some people are, some people aren't. It's um and yeah, gold diggers. That's the term. Like, you can't really tell who the gold diggers are and who's just like actually interested in you. It's hard to tell when you have a lot of fame like that. But and yeah, just think drink KT on with him. Yeah, yeah I want to explain like exactly just because I understand why Katie did what she did. I want to explain that after this video, but um I don't think she meant to cause as much harm as she did, but it's it's a psychology thing,
Talk
you
on
know.
Snapchat, like I said, but also that nothing really happened there either. The next thing she talks about is the elevator. She said that we left at the same time and that her hotel room was on the other side of the hotel. So there was like kind of two corridors connected by an elevator room in the middle. So she's saying that she was just going past the elevator to get to her room. And again, this is totally reasonable. I brought this up because from her stream, the way that it was told kind of implied that I followed her out and then that she waited to take the next elevator instead of getting in with me while I tried to convince her to get in. I'll just play the clip of her saying this so I'm not speaking for her.
I went to leave, and the older guy decided to leave with me. We walked to the elevators, where I didn't get on. He then pretended that the elevator was broken and that he couldn't leave, telling me to get in the elevator to prove it was broken.
In my original video, I just wanted to clarify this, that we left together because the night was over and that she was on the same floor, so she didn't actually have to take the elevator. And it seems like she agrees with this now. So next she agrees with me that she didn't mention my online friend that I just met that day. She said she didn't mention him though because he left early and she didn't even know his name. And
So
she shows
she's
a text
taking
message
back her
that she
story.
says is from him from the night where this happened, where he says this. Obviously, this is implying that he was kind of uncomfortable with what was happening, and also that he knew her age despite just meeting her. And when I first saw this actually majorly changed my perspective on the night because that would mean that my friend was also uncomfortable and somehow knew her age when I didn't. And even though she said that he left early, my memory of it was actually that he was the last to leave just before me and Katie left. Dream also came to me and mentioned that this changed his perspective of the night as well because that would mean that he was essentially the only person that wasn't uncomfortable and that therefore he should have known. This really concerned me. I kind of was just sitting there like
Oh my god, it's
really
trying to take the
thinking
blame as well.
how could this have happened? So I reached out to my friend to talk to him about it. And it turns out that he actually didn't send this message. I'm going to play a phone call that I had with him after I found this out just because I think it gives more context. What's up? So there is a text that is claimed to be from you.
Yeah, I didn't send that text. I found out about it when you sent it to me. But yeah, no, that wasn't me. I don't know where they got that from. I didn't ask them for any of their phone numbers or anything like that.
Can you kind of just talk me through your like anything that you remember from essentially the entire event?
A little bit before VidCon, I hit you up to hang out, and then you mentioned that you had an extra bed for your hotel. We got there around like 5 o'clock. We just went up to your room, like met up. I think it was towards like 9 or 10 o'clock. We met up at Dream Spot. Then it was just us three for a bit, and then you or Dream mentioned like just having some people come over and hang out. We were playing, I forget what the drinking was called. I think it was kind of like Cards Against Humanity, something similar to that. I didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary. I didn't really notice any like bad vibes or anything like that. It was a little playful, maybe a little flirty. I noticed you guys were just kind of like playing with each other and just like kind of cuddled up a little bit on the couch. So I was just, it definitely didn't seem like she was like uncomfortable, you know? It seemed like everybody that was there was having a good time, because I mean we were there pretty late, so I don't really follow like this internet stuff like that, so I'm not up to date with what's going on online. The way she was explaining everything, I mean, at least to me, like it was not like that at all. To me, it kind of seems like a misunderstanding. There wasn't really a thought in my mind that like, oh, this girl like could be in some sort of danger, or she's being like preyed on or anything like that. Because yeah, even though George is my friend, if I noticed him doing anything that I wouldn't want someone I'm friends with to do, then I would, I would either would say something about it or not be a part of that situation.
She says that you left early on in the night. Could you talk about that?
I think around like 3 or 3:30, I went to go get tacos. I think I got the party pack or something. For some reason, I couldn't believe I actually went and got tacos. Like, I know for a fact that I got the tacos like extremely late. Like I had to go in their drive-thru even though I wasn't in a car. Like I had to walk through their drive-thru and like order through their speaker. That was fun. I know I left at 5 or very close to that time, because right after 5, I texted Dream that I left open the deadbolt on his door. Right after I left, I texted him that to let him know. I think that was at like 5:10 a.m. Can genuinely say I had a really good night. That's kind of the impression that I got from everybody else too. Is like everybody was having a good time, but hopefully, you and Katie can maybe, I don't know if be friends is the right word, but I hope she feels better about it, because I feel bad that she feels this way, but I don't know, it's kind of bad situation. It's just fucking wild that like this whole situation came from like that night. It was just like mind-boggling, dude. Like I couldn't really believe it. Like half the shit I was hearing, like as someone that was there, like other ways that I've heard it being like described, like from what I was like reading and watching online, is actually kind of insane.
So obviously after this conversation with him, I was pretty confused. Maybe it was like a misunderstanding or something, because obviously they wouldn't just show.
Okay, so did she just lie?
This
What is
screenshot
this?
if it was fake, because I could
Yeah,
disprove that pretty
let me see.
easily. So I had Dream reach out to get some clarification on it. So they replied back and essentially just said that it was an accident and that Katie had gotten confused on who said what. And I'm really not trying to nitpick anything here. I just really think it's important to make sure that everyone has the full picture of the whole event as it happened, so that
I agree with that as well. Katie seems like she's left out a lot of detail, and if you're gonna accuse somebody, it is important to be very thorough about what exactly happened.
Accurately form their own opinion. Anyway, the next thing that she talks about is the cuddling. She said, and this is a quote, "A lot of the touch was initiated by him, probably not realizing it. A lot of the cuddling he may have felt was personal, but it was just me being drunk. I do think a lot of the cuddling was initiated by me, but some of it wasn't. I was also drunk, but my impression at the time was that it was very mutual." She also says that, quote, "I didn't know cuddling was an invitation. I don't think just cuddling is an invitation for anything. I only brought the cuddling up because it's something that
For
she
what?
didn't
What is she
mention at all."
calling it invitation? That's pretty much all is it an invitation to like what put his arm around your waist? God damn it.
Her original stream.
We sat on the couch, and the older guy sat right next to me while playing. It was a little after that, when I had resorted to playing games on my phone when it happened.
And again, it's something that I think people need to know about to understand my perspective fully. The next thing that she talks about is that I said,
According to her, cuddling is to start sexual contact. how exactly would she know if she's already admitted she's a virgin? That's you don't you don't that doesn't have to that doesn't cuddling doesn't automatically make it like that you have to have sex after that. It's you can stop at any point or whatever. It's he didn't force her to do anything.
She got up and sat back down with
And
me
he didn't
multiple
even
times.
go that
She agreed with
far.
this, but said that the reason she did this is because, quote, I didn't want someone I had watched for a while or with a large following to hate me for denying to even sit near him. Now, this makes me feel terrible. It's something that she mentions throughout this power imbalance, but this is
I don't, she doesn't know it's because she's not sheltered. I mean, I don't want to like call her a lie about about being a virgin or anything, but I believe she did say, in her video that she had like that was the first time she had ever like been touched sexually at all, and that gives me the impression that just she probably just doesn't get out of the house a lot and doesn't is probably is like quite touch starved and yeah, why wouldn't you want to cuddle someone? I mean, how many people right now feel like they could use a hug? I'm sure lots of people could like feel like that. Um,
not something at all that I was thinking about at the time. She was a VidCon invited guest. She had a hotel room on the same floor as Dream. She was friends with my friends. And honestly, I just never imagined that this is something that she could have thought. And I do think that's my problem. I should have been aware of this, or at least the possibility of this being the case. And I am sorry.
you don't.
I feel terrible about it. I've never really thought about power imbalance at all, to be honest. In that room, I wasn't thinking about, YouTube subscribers or
Yeah, see,
fame.
George, he does not like he does not think that stuff. Uh, he, it's not really it's not really his responsibility to like just think like that. It's
or power or anything at all like that.
I
I
don't
just
know why he keeps
saw us all as
apologizing.
friends, hanging out, having fun. Again, I'm not trying to downplay this by saying this. It is genuinely something that I'm going to be thinking about going into the future. This comes up again later, and I'll have more to say then. Next, she talks about how I mentioned that she stayed for hours even after her best friend left. She says that her best friend left throwing up in her hand and that she didn't know she had left, that she didn't make the conscious decision to stay. Now, this isn't my recollection of what happened. I actually, I remember Ghosty getting up to
His apologies are annoying, but I get why he's doing it. He's playing smart. Not so nice. Yeah, he's definitely playing nice. I understand. I mean, people still are hating on him, so he is kind of having to apologize again. But he's already made an apology. I don't know why he's made a second one. I guess well, he is providing more details, so he's he's not us. Well,
leave
let me
and
see.
Katie getting up to say goodbye to her. I also asked Dream about this, and he had the same recollection as me. We were all drunk, so I can't 100% say for sure what actually happened, but as per my memory, she was aware that Ghosty had left. Also, according to what she said, Katie and Ghosty were sharing the same hotel room together. So the obvious assumption is that they would probably leave together. The fact that she chose to stay, despite not really knowing most of the people there, gave me a pretty positive impression on how she felt about staying there. She says that after Ghosty left, quote, I put up with it in the moment because I thought it was the price I had to pay to be around such big creators. Again, like I said before, this is just not something I even thought she could be thinking, and I'm sorry that I didn't. Next, she talks about me being
Yeah, that's actually. I mean, yeah, I get why he's like he kind of has to like say sorry because otherwise people are gonna keep bothering him. But that is Katie kind of admitting right there. She just likes them just because they're big creators, not she doesn't actually like them for who they are. or or maybe one of them. But I mean, I think there is a lot of people who just like people because they have like fame or whatever. But it doesn't really. I don't see why it matters that much. I mean, everybody's kind of the same. I just talk to like whoever the fuck because people are just people. Everyone's it's kind of the same to me.
More touchy as the night went on, and says this, quote, "You didn't know me, apparently you didn't even know my age, but you knew what I wanted. No, he assumed it's what I wanted because why wouldn't I want that from someone like him? This is absolutely not how I think about this kind of situation at all. I would never think like
He
that."
assumed, so she assumed that he assumed. She's literally just like putting thoughts into his head. When you can't assume somebody is like having a thought if you.
And honestly, it's kind of an evil way to think about things. Just having the opinion that you can
I
do
just assume
anything
everybody's
because
an idiot.
you're famous or whatever. And I never once remotely thought anything similar to that. And I feel terrible reading those words knowing that you think that about me. I would never think that I'm owed anything from anyone just because I have a YouTube channel, especially in an intimate context. Again, I'm really sorry for this, and it actually has been pretty eye-opening to me, and it's just not how I've ever really thought about stuff before. And I don't really think you're wrong for assuming that I thought like this, because obviously there are people out there that think like that and
Right, yeah.
use that to take advantage of people. And it makes sense that if you think that about me, that you would hate me. But that is not who I am at all. And I just really hope that you can understand that. Now, another thing that she mentioned that changed my perspective on things was that she showed texts from two of her friends the day after, checking up on her to see how she felt. She says, quote, "In the moment I was chilling, but thinking back on it, I'm sweating a little bit like, damn. I also don't know if I was chilling in the moment because I was drunk." And this is something that I was actually completely unaware of. I wasn't aware of any uncomfortableness in the moment, after the fact,
Wait,
or
wait, wait.
even after Katie's first
Wait,
stream. I just wasn't.
I was. I have no clue. Like in the moment, I was chilling, but thinking back on it, I'm sweating. Like damn. But I don't know if I was chilling in the moment. So you were chilling, but you don't know if you were chilling. What does that even mean? What is?
Because I was drunk. And this is something that I was actually completely unaware of. I wasn't aware of any uncomfortableness in the moment, after the fact, or even after Katie's first stream. I just wasn't aware that anyone had expressed discomfort until I saw these texts. I actually had the opposite impression just because we were all really friendly afterwards still. Dream actually had a conversation about this.
And she never mentioned that he's drunk too. Yeah, as well. She kind of pins it all on him just because he's older. But yeah, she's the one who lied about her age to drink. Uh, so I don't see how that's his fault for like getting her drunk. What video is this? Oh, this is GeorgeNotFound's second response video to uh, Katie Bug's sexual assault allegations against him, which I still think are they're just overly dramatized. They're not. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Hold on, I need to turn off my ceiling fan. I think somebody turned on the air conditioner because it was hot a minute ago and now it's freezing.
This with almost everyone that was in that room a few months later. One of their friends had actually tweeted about Dream, saying that he was inviting.
Sorry, let me move my camera.
An 18-year-old girl back to
That's it.
his hotel
There we
to
go.
drink at VidCon, and was implying very negative things about Dream being a predator. So Dream realized this could have only been about Katie because it was a pretty specific call out, but thought that it was just being purposefully misleading from someone that hated him. Dream actually had no idea as well that anyone was uncomfortable and assumed that this tweet was implying Katie was uncomfortable with Dream. He reached out to Ghosty about it, asking what this was even about, and did the same to others, including Katie. Now, I'm not going to be showing Katie's text with Dream because at the time Dream had told her that her messages and conversation would not leave their texts. However, here is Dream and Ghosty's conversation about it. I was never brought up or mentioned at all. And also, when Dream makes fun of Harry for being ridiculous and making stuff up because nothing happened and we were all still friends, she said, exactly. She actually spoke about this on her stream very recently, and I don't want to speak for her, so
It's honestly so crazy that he even tweeted that without consulting Katie first. Yeah, insane. In a different world, if something bad had happened, like him not even asking Katie about it, it's crazy. I love that guy, but that's fucking insane. So wait, it's worse than nothing, dude, obviously. He knows nothing. Okay. Well, okay. Um, so that's her text. Obviously, he knows nothing. Uh, damn, wow, they went hard on the evidence.
I'm going to play the clip where she clarifies these messages.
The only time that we had a conversation about anything that
Okay,
had to
so
do with that night was
Katie's friend,
obviously when the
Ghosty, I
stuff with
think.
Harry happened. And he texted me asking if it seemed like anything had happened. And I, at the time, said no, because the conversation was not about George. The conversation was about him. And it was about the underage drinking. And it wasn't ever about whether or not Katie, you know, it was always just about him and not George, which is why I said, dude, no, nothing seemed wrong, because he wasn't doing anything wrong, and I can stand by that. I will stand by that comment, and I said that in one of my posts that, you know, like it wasn't him. That was our conversation. It was never about George. It was about him and the Harry situation, and it was about me. At the time had seemed that Dream was one who had taken advantage of Katie, and I said he didn't, and I didn't lie.
And Ghosty, I'm really not trying to use your words against Katie or you. I'm just trying to paint an accurate picture of our perspective of the night, and to do that, I kind of have to talk about everything that we knew. I don't think your words negate at all how Katie felt, of course, but they did affect how I perceived the situation afterwards. Even after Katie's stream, this kind of confused us, and Dream especially, because he thought that this would have come up in these conversations. Now, he was he was so confused that he was convinced that Harry was essentially being malicious. And he said this, and Ghosty and others there agreed with him. Ghosty even said that her friends should get to know him because she and Katie had actually had pretty negative opinions of Dream before meeting him, but had their minds changed after meeting him at VidCon. This is obviously said about Dream and not me, but Dream looked at this as positive about the entire experience and shared this with me. It seems like Ghosty has changed her mind about this now, but I just think it's really relevant to how we felt about the situation as a whole and to show this to you guys. Honestly, over the last year or so, anytime a creator has kind of distanced themselves from me, I just assumed it was because of Dream. Dream had false grooming allegations against him, and I assumed that because of this and my association with Dream, people didn't like me. After Dream posted his video disproving these allegations, I honestly thought pretty poorly of creators that were still negative to me, as now I thought there was literally no reason for it. And now after seeing Katie's
I didn't finish talking with Jane because I like ran out of time and I scheduled my stream too early, but this is kind of what I was talking about. It's kind of like snowballed really bad, and it's definitely like not what it's
follow-up, I realized that probably everyone knew about this behind the scenes. And I think that is insane. I was walking around with these people at other events or interacted with them in any way, and all the time they were just thinking terribly about me, and I didn't even know, and neither did any of my friends. If I'd seen Katie in person, I would have gone up to her normally. I would have assumed we were still friends. I think this is a massive injustice to Katie. It actually kind of makes me rethink a lot of my experiences with other creators, just looking back on it with this new information. And I don't even know who these people are. And even right now, after all of this information is public and out there, I still haven't had a single private conversation with anyone who knew about it prior to Katie's stream. This is all just to say that I didn't have any idea that there was a problem, and I wish that I had, and I should have. The last thing to mention is her age. Like I said, I wasn't aware at the time that she was 18. I mentioned that they had come from an official VidCon after party, they were drunk, and I made the assumption that
Yeah, I
knowing
mean,
how
George is kind of like the least aware of all of his friends, and you could technically, um, so if you had to blame anyone, I mean, he'd be the least to like blame out of all of them. But I don't think any of them should be blamed because they're all like not. Anyways, I'm gonna let him finish the video and then just explain this because this is like a whole societal problem that is just spiraled way out of control.
these events are run, that she was probably over the age of 21, as they wouldn't have been able to drink in there otherwise. Now, they actually said that they drank somewhere else briefly before showing up, and that makes more sense. It is irresponsible of me that I made this assumption, and going forward, I will make sure to explicitly ask for a person's age. And I'm sorry, Katie, that I did not do that for you. I also brought up how when I was going back through the texts, I found a picture of one of them wearing a 21 plus age wristband. And I showed this picture. Now, this is from a group chat that I wasn't in, but Dream showed me this when I was making my video, and I figured it was relevant to why I was under the impression she wasn't 18. It is now mentioned that Katie wasn't actually the one that was wearing it, and it was just someone else's hand. So in these texts, they say, this is a quote, Lusas 21 plus wristband. We have a strat. Now, to explain what this strategy is for the people that haven't really been in a
I know exactly what he's about to say. They're about to pass the wristband around. You take it, your wrist is slim enough. Your friends also have wrists slim enough. Like mine's like that. I can kind of crush my bones. You slip the wristband off, and you can pass it back and forth to friends so they can go up to the bar and they can get alcohol underage. Exactly what the strat means. I don't think I've ever done it with a wristband because I've never been to a party like that, but I think I've done it like a middle school thing. I don't know. I've not really been out of here in like years. Uh, and oh yeah, in other words, Katie's friends knew she was illegal age, and she still came. Like yeah, the entire group knew. I don't know if one of them was over 21 and was able to get the wristband, and they just shared it. Yeah, and Katie still made the choice to drink. Exactly. I mean, she knew her age, and she chose to accept her friend's wristbands and pass it around like that. Yeah, she's got. I don't know where he said they got these texts from, but these are literally admitting that she just has just been lying a lot, done a lot of lying. God.
club environment or a place where you would get a wristband like this. Essentially, they give you this wristband to show that you are over 21 so that you can get drinks from the bar. These wristbands are made in a way so that once they're put on, they cannot be taken off without breaking it. And that's precisely why they're used to prevent people from underage drinking. But clearly, the security that gave the girls these bracelets didn't do a good enough job and didn't put it on tight enough. And this just shows that you can never be too careful and shouldn't make assumptions like I did. And I should have asked for her age. And I am sorry that I did not. This is
I didn't. What's wrong with that monitor? Sorry if it crashes again. Um, yeah, I've. I need. Let me open Notepad or something so I can write this down. So something to say about the whole drinking thing, age thing. Let's just. Sorry, my stream is so bland. I have not made my like graphics or anything yet, but. Well, okay. Let's Continue.
not a mistake that I will make again. From Katie's statement, it kind of seems like she didn't believe that I didn't know she was 18 and kind of thinks I'm just being dishonest about it. She said that she had it in
She
her
does.
bio and that I DM'd her, so she was very confident that I knew.
Later that night, when I left, I received Instagram DMs from him. And in my Instagram bio, in bold, was my age, 18, confirming he knew how old I was.
For
Dude,
context,
she puts a lot of assumptions in his head. Just expecting him to know everything. I think I really think that's the problem when you idolize somebody like that. You think they're so great, they're all knowing. And it's like the way when you're young you idolize like your parents, you think they know so much, but then you grow up and you realize that they were like stupid all along.
as you can see here in this screenshot, her age is actually in her display name on Instagram. And because of this, I was also pretty confused how I
By
didn't
stupid,
know
I mean like
that
don't know,
she
but
was 18,
I
as
just
it's literally in her name, not even in her bio. It's in her name. If it was in her bio, it would make sense to me because I could totally see myself going to her profile the first time I wanted to message her and just clicking message and never really going back to her profile and essentially
let's
profile.
see.
If it was in her bio, it would make sense. It's literally in her name.
Okay, smile 19. Okay, yeah, so even that too is 19. You could assume that's the age, but then again, it's I don't. There was a lot of people as well, I think, around that time with just putting like numbers on. There's a random smiley face. Like, what does that even mean? It's I guess that's probably like the phantom thing, but you could put whatever as you want in your name. That doesn't mean like he's supposed to know that means he's also drunk as well.
Not even in her bio. It's in her name. If it was in her bio, it would make sense to me because I could totally see myself going to her profile the first time I wanted to message her and just clicking message and never really going back to her profile. And essentially just any time I interact with her was just through the direct DMs where you actually can't see someone's bio. So I actually completely see where she's coming from, and it does seem kind of ridiculous that I didn't know. So because of all this, I actually started to look into this quite a lot because I know that I'm not stupid and must have seen it. But also in my head, I know that I didn't know her age, so it conflicts. So today I actually found out there are.
I mean, yeah, you can see it, but you don't always like notice everything or interpret every piece of information. I'm looking at this entire screen. I have a wide screen of lots of stuff. There's tons of stuff all over. I'm looking at all of it, but I'm not reading all of it all at once. So all she's doing is trying to get into George's head, and sadly, she's winning. Well, I'm trying to help because I think yeah nobody's gonna be able to like explain it to George in a way he understands. That's why I'm trying to explain it to Dream so that he understands. Uh, and yeah, like I said, we're not done chatting, and I
Two different types of professional Instagram account. There's a creator account and a business account. And for some reason, Katie's account was a business account instead of a creator account. We actually joked about this at the time through our DMs because I
I'm
was
always
actually
wondering
able
why
to
that was
book
like.
her as like a business, and I didn't really know why I was able to do that. And weirdly enough, it actually turns out that business accounts don't display special characters from a username in the username that's displayed. And if you don't know what I mean by special characters, basically just a character that isn't something you can type on a normal keyboard. And because her age and the smiley is a special character, it literally just didn't display it in her username at all. And you can actually see this in a picture that I sent to her during our messages.
Oh, so curious. What if she used business chat to hide her age for that time period? Yeah, she could as well. Like she's lied about a lot of stuff. Uh, and yeah. So why is she putting herself as a business Instagram? I mean, does she sell something? Why? I don't really yeah, I don't know what the business thing is for Instagram, but I mean, seeing Katie match. Actually, I have it. Wait, hold on, let me. do not have like a screen. Look at it. Let's see some pictures. This one. Is this like stolen? I don't think this is her official match. Uh, I don't have a match. Spotify. And I don't know if she's come back to the internet yet. Let me click on her Twitch and see if I can, if she's got like a link somewhere. Can I send link? Oh yeah, I think the bot will allow you to. I assume you've probably seen her official. No, that's what I'm looking for. Because I didn't really know her before this. I think I like heard her name, but yeah, I don't have her much. Ah, I think the bot has censored it. Okay, let me try and change up my settings. You can also actually, you said you have me on Twitter. If you can DM me the link, I'll put it up on here. Okay, yeah, there you Sorry, I get to follow. I'll get to following everyone back on. Sorry, I got like really overwhelmed. I usually do not get much interaction at all. Okay, thank you. Alright, let's see the match site. actually should buy and stuff. I want to see the merchandise, but I'm gonna read the. What what is this? What the fuck is this? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not. I'm trying to like laugh at it because I know she's young, but I. I'm assuming that's like a joke one, but that kind of does say to me that she's like quite obsessed with fame and just famous people in general, sort of organization. Hey, were you able to talk to Dream about the issues? Send you on Twitter. Yeah, I'm still talking to him about it because I wanted to make sure like that I wrote down all the details. So I like I write a lot. I so my voice is like so bad because I usually just like write instead of oh, he's a content creator. He's so 4. Oh, that's her best friend. Wait, didn't it? Oh, who did? Who made this shot? Okay. I was wondering what the hell that is. Um. Okay, it's a joke. They just stream together till it came out. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, this one doesn't look that bad. It's cute. I think the streams are called the Umbrella Gang. There might have been a period of time where I was like, uh, practically comatose. So I'm not sure. I missed a lot of like, um, everything. I'm like missing a few years, but I mean that one, yeah, it kind of seems it's like cute and odd and stuff. Let me see her. Oh wait, so let me read her bio here. TikTok star famous for posting lip sync videos. Oh, I didn't even know she had TikTok. I should open my TikTok. I turned off the notifications because they were annoying me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not just literally never on TikTok. Everyone I meet is like saying like, oh, are you like a TikTok star or something? Like I don't really. I tried using TikTok, but it just annoys me sometimes. Uh, KT account is getting 400 followers and 8 million likes. She also posts on her Twitch Bugs account, where she has amassed over 70,000 followers. Bye, Katie Bugs. She really cares about the numbers. Oh my god. She spent much of her life playing ice hockey. She began creating music, videos, and films for YouTube. At a young age, she began posting to TikTok on October 26, 2018. She has posted selfies on her Katie Bugs Instagram page, which has amassed over 100,000 followers and has over 100. That's what was she Australian? Just chatting category, and often she did somebody write this? Who wrote this? This is so it's so bland. Like there's no substance in this. I mean, yeah, who cares about the numbers? Katie Bugs' income mainly comes from the work that she created, the work that created her reputation, a TikTok star. Information about her net worth in 2022 is being updated as soon as possible by allfamous.org. Um, Stupid zodiac signs. This is her, yeah, I guess this is her official website. That's no, yeah, okay, yeah.
age is not displayed in her name. And you can also see this in the screenshots that I used in my previous video, that her age also isn't visible, despite the fact that her age was in her name at this time. But now actually, as of today, her account
Did it cut off? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
isn't a business account anymore, so her age shows up again. And this is a screenshot I took today. Obviously, this wasn't a feature that I knew about at the time, and I actually had to do quite a bit of research today to work that out. So I hope that could kind of clear that up a little bit, and that maybe you can see how I wouldn't have seen it. I actually do think that the age difference between me and Casey was a pretty big factor. I am older than her, and based on what she said, I do have more experience than her. She never went into the exact specifics either, so out of respect for Katie, I've chosen not to give any more details than she did, to make sure that I'm not airing out any information that she's not comfortable with being known. But I have clarified that the furthest things went was under the shirt touching. She did say that the level of intimacy that we had together was the furthest that she'd experienced, but to me, it was quite tame. And when I say this, I am not trying to devalue how she feels about this at all. I'm
Yeah,
just
he's trying
trying to point out
he's trying to say what I'm gonna have to say, and yeah,
that we clearly viewed things differently.
I'll
And this
say
is
it
something
more
that I have
bluntly.
learned from now, and I will be taking very seriously moving forward. And I am truly sorry, Katie, for not realizing this and not taking this difference into account. It is clearly something that is extremely important to you, and I'm sorry. Even after everything I've just said, things would be very different if I could just say that I had asked her if she was comfortable and she had said yes. But the fact is, I never did ask this. As I mentioned, there were a lot of things that she said she thought that I wasn't aware of, that if I had known would have changed a lot. And going forward, this will be something that I take into account in every interaction I have with anyone, sexual or not. I am sorry, Katie, and I'm sorry for how this will affect you going forward. And I'm sorry that everything got to this point, but I just hope that after hearing my perspective, you can understand that I never had any bad intentions and never meant to hurt you. I think that is essentially all the information that I can add to the situation. After her first statement, I actually disagreed a lot with how things were portrayed and was pretty confused by a lot of the details. But her most recent response made things a lot clearer to me, and now I do think we agree pretty much on the order of events. We just don't necessarily agree on my intentions, but again, I do really hope that her seeing this can help with that. There are actually a couple of other things that I wanted to mention before I end this video that are not at all as important as anything else I've said before this, but this seems like the right time to address other
I think
concerns.
we've always said that, like, it's pretty. She's made it pretty clear, like, her intentions. Even you can see in her bio, she cares a lot about numbers, a lot about fame, about money, and that kind of. Do I not have this on? She. I don't want to call her a gold digger, but it's it's kind of seeming like that's just what she cares about. I
That people have had. First
call her a fame digger. Yeah, I mean it's all.
First thing that I want to talk about is a comment that I made about Punz's girlfriend at the time, Andy. I was in a call with Punz and Andy was in the shower, and it was known that we could hear Andy as we had brought it up previously within the call. She was talking very sexually with Punz, essentially complaining that Punz wasn't leaving the call to go have sex with her in the shower. I don't remember the exact quote that I said, but this is what Andy quotes me saying. If you don't go in the shower and have sex with Andy, I will. I do remember saying something along these lines, essentially saying, come on, Punz, go have sex with your girlfriend who's begging you to go have sex with her in
It's
the
a
shower,
joke. Did
or
she actually
someone else
use
will.
that against
But
you?
I do
It's a
understand how this
fucking
could be
joke.
disrespectful, and that was not my intention at all. Knowing how she felt after the fact, I do feel bad, and I am sorry to both Punz and Andy for this comment. My friends, including Punz, we often say ridiculous things, and that's just our type of banter. If anyone ever said something to me about me making them uncomfortable, I would obviously do my best to try avoid making them uncomfortable.
Oh, Ponzi used it against Dream. Why does that be so? Everyone wants to blame everything on Dream. And Dream stole my girlfriend. I whoever it is. I mean, it's just yeah, it's just because he's popular. Like, I mean, Trent did not grab her and like take her away like King Kong. I don't even know what happened between Dream and Andy or whatever. I don't even know who she is, but if she wanted to be with Dream, then she wanted to be with Dream. I don't know what to say about that. Like, tons.
But Andy wasn't really one of my friends, so it makes more sense that she doesn't really know that's the type of way that I joke around. And I hope that she understands that I didn't mean any harm by it. Finally, something that I've wanted to talk about for quite a long time, but have never done, is the Technoblade charity stream situation. People were upset that I was playing soundboards during the beginning of the stream. For context, this event wasn't intended to be serious or sad.
Are people just
It was
digging up stuff to
for
use
fun.
on him? Because I do remember that. That was yeah, I think I did see that stream. And yes, I remember George was yeah, he was playing stuff like he was playing stupid sounds like he usually does, but I believe it was like clarified already that um like Technodad wasn't really bothered by it. I'm not absolutely sure on that, but I don't I don't think he was like angry with it. I don't think he wanted it to be like yeah, it was like a charity stream. It wasn't supposed to um
fun event and to
yeah, it's supposed to be
celebrate the
fun,
memory of
not
Technoblade. A narrative that
sad.
was massively spread was that I played the soundboard during Technodad's speech. But that actually was not the case, and I had played it during a time where all the creators were in a call just talking to each other before the speech had even started. I actually called Technodad a few
That's
days
right.
after the event because I wanted to make sure that he wasn't upset or uncomfortable with anything that I had said. And we discussed it all. He told me that he didn't have a problem with what I did and that the public reaction was actually pretty crazy to him,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then he invited me to the next year's event. Another thing that people criticize me for is that I didn't donate to the charity. But again, this actually isn't the case. I donated $2,000 to the charity after the event, but I did do it anonymously, so obviously I'm not surprised at all that people don't know this. I donated anonymously because I just didn't really want to make it about me and just donated because I wanted to. Obviously, there was no actual requirement for the creators in the event to donate to the charity at all, and them just streaming to their audience and incentivizing the viewers to donate was enough. Now, I did this specifically by showing the donations live as they came through on my stream. And because of me doing this, over 2% of the donations actually contain my name within the donation message. So I think it's pretty unfair to come at me for not donating to the charity when I was clearly making a big effort to get my viewers to donate. And beside that, I did donate $2,000. I just wanted to mention this. I know it's kind of way off topic compared to the other two things that I've mentioned.
Yeah, so I guess before I think there's not much left in this, but he's clearly they're just kind of digging up stuff from his past to try and use against him, but it's he did sometimes he jokes about like no not not donating money or whatever or about being cheap or whatever, but some people don't. There's a lot of big celebrities that donate money and they do not attach their name to it. Some of my family knows some people who have like a ton of money and they just don't some people just don't want like the credit for everything. They just want to be nice.
In this video, but it is something that has been constantly brought up since it happened as a way of showing that I'm a bad person. So I wanted to clear that up. And that's pretty much everything I have to say. So I hope you can understand. And yeah, bye.
Okay. Yeah, so I think someone else has something. I'll review that real quick. See if there's anything I missed. But yeah, I'm gonna explain why I think this is a larger problem than just this specific situation. Um, the extent on Twitter being used against George in a stream. Sorry, I don't have my chat up yet. I have to figure out how to put that up. Extent on Twitter being used against George in a stream he was in. People talking about drunk men touching girls, trying to dance with them. Yes, that clip as well. Did I? I can't remember if I talked about that clip in my last stream, but I did mean to. I Yeah, I don't think I had it saved, that's why I didn't show it. Um, Actually, yes, I think I did talk about it. I was. What if they were drunk and they didn't know what they were doing on a stream, and it was hastily ignored by the panel on X? It's an admission that George assaults people. On the Yeah, I remember what podcast that was about, and let me pull up my Twitter and see if I can find that. Must I really log in? String called. Oh, is it on Twitch or YouTube? I'll look at it. Why is Twitch asking me to sign up? What are you doing? Get this out. YouTube, I'm really trying to find. Okay, thank you. Allow links. Why is the Twitch thing so a mess? Oh my god, why do they have to put their settings everywhere? You can just send it to me on my Twitter, and I'll type in the link. But okay, yeah, thank you. Are they like doxing him? Real name exposed? I mean, I know his name's already been put out. Um, oh yes, this clip. Yes, I did want to review this. Thank you for that. And it was that was crazy with the doxing, the immediate doxing. Everybody was just waiting. Everybody has been holding all that information just find a reason to dox entire Gene team. That's that is not cool to try and bring real life, like, over an allegation, just immediately trying to send people to their location of their house. That that's not cool. Okay, sorry, add. my bad about my voice as well. It's normally not that bad. I do not speak out loud that much, so I sound kind of weird. But yeah, absolutely insane, right? Immediately putting all their names, address, everything online, just over an allegation. Thank you so much for very much for coming and speaking about this, Venus. I really, really this. Oh, thank you so much for coming to my stream too. And yeah, I'm glad I spoke about it. I was I was really nervous too, but I just think it's unfair. It's not fair to treat people like this. Let's do. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I had my desktop muted. My bad. Thank you. Let's go back.
To try to Dan
them like
correct.
do not try best riz that you can
It's so
have
not
in
true.
the world. The best riz you can have in the world is treating women like normal.
Yes.
100% correct.
Do not try a pickup line. Do not try and treat them like they are some mythical animal. Just go up and be polite, courteous.
You see his
Treat
body language. Look how like. I mean, I know he's English. That's kind of like. That's a bit more of an English thing to do. I don't think any, none of these other men are more English. He's a lot more timid. He's not. He's got like his hands in his lap. He's not kind of sitting in a more aggressive manner, like like the other Americans in the room are. He's there's a cultural difference as well. That's why I don't when I actually scream at people like I do if I am like seriously trying to be heard, I will like switch to an American accent because it just really like I don't know, British people do not find that intimidating for the most part. The whole kind of culture is totally different. Let me
them like human
Yes.
beings. And if they are into you, have a normal fucking conversation.
It was very painful last night watching my girlfriends dance and watch them see guys trying to like tap them on the shoulder while they're dancing and then them act like they don't see him and him continue to try to like
Yeah, that's-
awkwardly
that-
shimmy.
That brother's starving.
Around.
He's already
Yeah.
And
he's
like,
cooked.
What if they're
they don't
just
see them.
drunk
How do you?
and they don't know what they're doing?
Are you look, I just think I'm going to side with Will here and say just treat men or women just like normal human beings. And I agree with the fundamental things of what you said.
yes.
If somebody doesn't like you, they're going to know pretty
And
quickly.
you're going to know most of the
What do
time.
you think, George?
Not
You disagree with
necessarily.
this?
Well, I think if someone in your mind is like acceptable,
Mm.
they can become more than acceptable.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree
that-
with
but that's
I
different.
agree with that.
But
But
We
you
got
already
that.
made that. You already made the decision that they're acceptable.
yes.
Right.
Here's what I would
So
say.
I think no.
George just wants to ignore exactly. They're completely stuck in their own heads, seeing things like from their perspective. I bet you're used to. Everybody seems to be like stuck in their own head and not able to understand that George he is genuinely very intimidated by by women a lot of the time. I've experienced it like personally firsthand. He gets very nervous. He just yeah, that's just his personality, and there's weird pressure for every guy to be like bold like alpha man, but it's not every guy is like that. And if some guy is like tapping a girl on the shoulder, and he's drunk. Like you're both drunk. You can't assume like he knows what he's doing. He's trying to get. No, I don't want to intimidate. Look, uh, yeah, like you can't, what if he actually does not know that if you're just sitting there like pretending you don't know, you're pretending you don't know. So how would he know? How would he know you don't actually like haven't just noticed that you're being touched in a club with lots of people? You can't assume that everybody knows that. So if somebody is making you like uncomfortable in a bar like that, then just say no. I mean, what? There is a chance like you'll get attacked or whatever you're scared of in a room full of people, but it's quite unlikely. It's
I think if
I'm going to
someone
be
has
very
ex-
frank about Riz. This is my full take. I think Riz, swipe, game, it's all very problematic because it creates a mindset in young men that they can win someone over through some magic combination of behaviors and language who does not want to engage with them.
And it also corresponds to another problematic concept called the friend zone theory, which is also not a
Yes.
real thing at all.
And this shit do not happen. And one step further, anytime they see a creator in a creative situation hit on a woman, here, like let's say you're trapped on camera with me and I'm like, what's up, bitch, nice ass. And you have to be like, ha, ha, ha. It's like, yeah, she has to do that. She's on fucking
I used
camera.
to go on a bunch of shows like that.
Right. It is. It is.
no, she doesn't. She doesn't have to do anything. But I mean, you this guy's kind of just admitted his what he's thinking. Like, yeah, she can speak up. She can like. Are you saying she has to? Like, you're gonna force her to laugh along? That's really. I don't know who this guy is, but that's yeah.
Yikes.
Entertainment. It
That
has
was-
nothing to
Who
do.
did that? They were
it
sick.
has nothing to
Lazy.
do with real world interaction.
Yeah, and
so
people-
the idea of WL
George is just kind of
Riz
like
when it
sitting there.
pertains
They're over there fighting. What a bunch of clowns. I know I'm sure that's why he's kind of gravitated towards a more calm group because he really doesn't seem to enjoy being around these type of men because they're kind of like shitting on every bit of his character and trying to like force him to be like them. And the thing about this is like they're both wrong. There's like a huge problem with like insecurity with both men and women. Everybody feels that the need to be more like better. Like people will go to such extremes to feel like they're worthy of being loved, but that's that's it's not like that. There's you can be like ugly as fuck, and somebody is still going to love you and think you're beautiful. And even if you're a guy, like I think there was one example on online. I don't know his name. A guy who had said I think he made a video explaining like what it was like to be so ugly, and there was somebody like in the comments who's a girl who's like, I genuinely think you're quite attractive, and I think they like started dating. And I was like, it doesn't have to be like that. Everybody doesn't have to compete so hard like that. But this is yeah, I think I might as well like going over some of these podcasts. I do watch I like to watch like people just kind of fight over stuff, and I don't usually say anything about it. That's just yeah, it's just I see a lot of people who seem to be a very good match for each other, but they end up so scared that like that person's not going to trust them and is not going to love them back that they'll just not talk to each other. I mean, they'll end up fighting. Um, yeah, so my whole point was like, I really think that I'm not saying technology is to blame because I think technology is it's a great thing, it's a great invention, it's a great way for connection, people to learn, but it also gives us a false sense of having a larger community when there's not something physical. So like there's the yeah, there's this instant connection. Like I have no idea where you guys are in the world, but we're talking right now and it feels like we're all together, but really we're so far away and everybody's so kind of like touched on like there's everybody's trying to find these groups to like stick together and to feel like there's some sense of connection online, but it needs to the transportation part needs to catch up with how fast technology has allowed us to communicate. Otherwise, it's gonna keep like going like this. Like the drinking age thing is kind of a rule for just in general. But if you were in a small community, there would not be a or just a more closer community that just kind of trusted each other and knew each other better. Because you can't really know everybody that well through screen. Like when you're in high school, you get used to like all your classmates and everything, and you know them quite well, and you okay, well some schools are not the best. Uh, they that's what the age of consent is for too, because it's just such a broad thing that people are trying to find like an average that's good. Yeah, there's groups like the racial groups, like they're so blurry already. I don't even understand the race thing anymore because it does not even make sense to me. The rules like contradict each other. Um, the everybody, there's so many religions they're like scattered everywhere. Uh, yeah, it giving a false impression of connection. I think because if oh yes, and I said I would speak about Katie's perspective as well, but if Katie was not online, and I'm not saying she should stay offline, but if she had like never had the internet, or we just didn't have the internet, she'd be in a small community, and she wouldn't feel the need to try and go after the like top guy she has seen. She would just go for the top guy in her community. She's a very pretty girl. There's just yeah. And so I think yeah, Katie has not been yeah, well, okay, yeah, so addressing what I said yesterday, so I do think she was like fake crying in her video, or she was upset, but she wasn't really. She obviously she's seen people more upset than that, or people who have experienced more pain than that, and so she wants to express that she is feeling the highest level of emotional pain she has ever experienced, or whatever, or like that. So she's dramatizing it. Um, but the thing is, that does not make it worthy of being called sexual assault because, say, if pain is something that is relative as well. If a toddler like scrapes his knee, you give him like opioids? No, you give him a bandage say like yeah, I mean the more pain you experience, the more it's gonna the other things you felt were extremely painful are gonna are gonna feel like they weren't that bad. Like I like ripped half of my toenail off the other day, and I just kind of walked it off because I have experienced extreme amounts of pain. Uh, it just doesn't really feel. I don't really feel it that much anymore. But that is if yeah, if somebody has scraped their knee, you don't give them like heroin or something. If somebody has broken their femur, which is yeah the leg bone, that is extremely painful. Uh, you give them yeah you give them the heavy stuff um like any opioid class or whatever. I don't know which one they use, like fentanyl now in hospital. But even though so it is like the highest a violation to Katie, but it is not the correct response to give her. That's kind of what I'd say. And yeah, I see a comment that makes a lot of sense. I recently had some hard questions regarding age difference. A 20-year-old woman in a relationship with someone who's like 40, 50, but he used terms like submissive and something like she's an adult, but the way he talked sounded so controlling. I keep thinking about an age gap of 20 to 30. Isn't that just wrong? Yeah, the thing about that is it's so hard to tell when you have to when it's so distant from you because with everybody being so disconnected, everybody matures like at an extremely different rate. So some people are kind of a lot more mature, can be extremely more mature than their own age, and they won't be able to tell because they're the most mature they've ever been. But if they look at somebody else their age and actually see more people, then or actually like physically be around more people, because visual is just one part of human experience. You need physical connection, you need the rest of the everything. I think that's why having so many like communication problems. So in that situation, I would say I can't assume that it's wrong because there are it sounds like a BDSM relationship, and that can be a perfectly acceptable way to have a relationship, but there also can be people who manipulate someone else into into having a relationship like that. Thank you so much. You explained so well. Thank you. Sorry, I'm like I usually do I did not use to sound this bad. Like my vocal cords I think are like decayed. I, I should be speaking more and it should get better and I probably won't stutter as much. But yeah, I try to research this type of stuff on my own because this is not something that is taught in school. These things aren't very much. You look very gorgeous. Thank you as well. You're very sweet. I appreciate you being here. Um. Oh yeah. Is there anything else you think I should react on this stream? 'Cause I did tell Dream I would continue to message him. Uh, but if you have any more like suggestions for me or stuff for me to review, I I know quite a lot about a lot of subjects. I study physics, mathematics, like trigonometry. And that applies to like the real world, biopsychology, just regular psychology, group dynamics, all that stuff. I don't know. They're just hobbies because I'm kind of bored. But I do like to talk about them. But I like to play games as well. Yeah, I've watched a lot of these like these podcasts and stuff. Just I usually watch them really fast. There's so many times I think there's one of them. I might go back and try to find it where it is obviously some girl had like come on the show to and she was trying to flirt with the the guy, but she because she had probably seen him online, thought he was attractive, and tried to um tried to like flirt with him, but he was already used to being so defensive that he didn't realize it, and he got angry with her and like kicked her off the show. Like, oh my God, can you guys just like kiss already? You obviously like each other. But yeah, I think what's it been? 2 hours. I don't know how much I said. It's so funny. I really should react to more stuff like that. I might do more of that in the future. But I will continue to if there's more stuff coming out of this, I will I will keep talking with Dream and see what he has to say because I still don't finish talking. So he's it's not like he's not responding or anything. I just sent him like a huge text. I'm sure it's a lot to process. Um, just so we can like kind of work things out in the online space and try to make things better. Because I really do want to help people out because I feel like everything's kind of gotten a bit of a mess. Appreciate you for communicating with Dream. You're welcome. I appreciate you so much for supporting. Uh, Let me check if anybody else is live so I can raid the channel. Actually, I don't know. Who's here yet, but oh, I didn't know you in my chat saying hello. I was gonna raid you if you're live, but she sent an email to George because there's crazy hope that there was security camera footage. Oh yeah, that actually they could be. I'm not sure how long hotels generally keep security footage. I wouldn't think it's there. There could be some from the hallway. They definitely wouldn't have any in the room. Yeah, let's see. Right. And yeah, George he rarely checks like any of his messages at all. I've tried to contact him before. I don't think he like looks at his messages at all, and that's why I didn't even bother like directly going to him because I know he's always just like hiding off somewhere. He does not like yeah he's just very shy, and I still do not think he should be called a sexual assaulter. I don't think that's right. It's a pity Auto Train didn't record anything as well. Might be a good idea in the future, just in case. How's I did George? Um, yeah, even that probably would have gotten them even more trouble. Honestly, like, oh no, they recorded a girl while she was like drunk. That probably would have gotten them in a lot of trouble. I think I think for what it could have been like, especially looking at this guy. I don't know who this guy is, but bro, bro, that is sus. Like just saying that I just kind of proving like he's saying you admitting it, dude, admitting it. But anyways, yeah, sorry, I'm waffling on. I will raid out to I'll raid out to one of my friends and I'll see if I can keep keep continuing on with this. It feels like more than drama now. I just want to keep speaking up for people, just keep explaining, just kind of keep educating people on what's happening so people can make informed decisions. Let's yeah, we'll read. So this is if you guys like horror games, I don't think I have a raid thing yet, but yeah, you can just say hi to friend Rose. I'm curious about your thoughts. Oh, on touch and the ways in regards to cuddling. Oh yeah, so I'll queue him up. Yeah, and if you have any more questions, go ahead and ask them before I end. The thoughts on the touching the waist in regards to cuddling. I feel like that is in a normal situation that would be a pretty that's a really tame thing. I mean, that's not even generally considered a sexual body part, which you can technically consider anything a sexual body part because yeah, like like people have like fetishes for like feet, like hair, like anything. You could consider anything a sexual body part, but that is not something that overall. And I don't even disagree with that. Like I kind of think it's stupid as well, like that men are allowed to take off their shirts in public and women are not. But the waist is that's really tame. I mean, how much tamer can you get? Just like a slight hand holding. I'm sure he started with that. I'm sure he didn't start with just like suddenly grabbing her, because that's George's just not that bold to like suddenly grab someone like that. I'm sure he was like trying to play around, poking to see if she would reciprocate, and she probably did. So he thought, okay, maybe I can. He can at least like muster up enough courage to put his arm around her waist. But no, he's not gonna like. I do not think he could get himself to like do anything more than that. Sounded like he was sitting next to her, and she did, and cuddled him repeatedly. Sorry, I don't know. My headphones always keep doing that. They keep turning off. Um, yeah, he was sitting right next to her. She didn't move away to like not be sitting next to her. Her story is full of holes. She's admitted to telling a lot of lies. It's kind of falling apart, and I still I don't want anyone to harass her. But what I really think, if I don't know, if you're looking for like a judgment or whatever, or something to just say what should be the punishment for when he was playing with her. Oh yeah, playing with her, trying to make her lose in her games as well. So yeah, she was definitely intimately close. Yeah, I mean there's a cultural difference as well in regards to what is considered intimate. I have a lot of family members from different cultures. Some of them do like the thing where I, yeah, you like do the kiss on each cheek, and some part of my family is like, oh that's weird, that's overly close, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe you guys are just not very close at all. What was I gonna say? Man, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, it's right. Yeah, if if it were like yeah, if I had to say what yeah, oh, I forgot the different cultures. Yeah, there's so many differences that will change people's perspective. Um, and we are exposed to like all of them through the internet, but we don't really like live in. So I really think just what needs to happen is that Katie needs to like maybe step away from the internet for a while, and I think she has done that, and just kind of go out a little bit and experience a bit more, just so she can kind of get familiar with a lot more stuff. And George should just stop being scared of me and get in my DMs. That's what I think he should do. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say for now. I don't know when the next time I'll stream is. I am really bad with time. You can pretend. I, bro, I if the internet was George like punished, then yeah, send on to me. I'll punish him for. I'll keep everyone away from him. Um, Zane, you should stream so I can raise you. I know you're in my chat lurking. You might be asleep, I don't know. Call remove George's bit from his video as well. Yeah, I saw the creators just like it kind of seems like everybody's friendships are just fake. Like they don't even seem like genuine because that that's why I talk I went to dream was because everyone everyone immediately turned on George. They went right from saying, "Oh yeah, you're so great. You're like you're so amazing," to just uh like I someone was like I think I don't want to like call out Hannah or anything, but she had like said George was like a brother to to her, and not like that much longer she she put out a statement and was like, yeah, I support Katie. Didn't even try to speak up for him. Counsel me to support Katie kind of mentality. Yeah, it's like it's a mob mentality, and that is I might have said this already in our last stream. That is something that has killed a lot of people in the past, and we keep making the same mistakes. We keep making the same mistakes over and over again. These stupid differences, fighting over nonsense. I it was oh yeah, I think it was yeah. I'm sure more people are gonna try and blame me or whatever for equating this to race, but it's a group dynamic, men versus women, whatever race thing. But I think Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy who was accused of offending a white woman in I believe 1955, and someone yeah, gender equality. Yeah, somebody went and there was literally no evidence. If you show his picture, he's like this adorable little like child, but it was just because he was black that they they just assumed he was guilty, and somebody went I think a few people went and just killed one. They just took her word for it. To kill a mockingbird, Atticus Finch. I did read that in school. I ignored like everything in school. I'm sure it's a good book. I need to put that on my list. Yeah, let's pull it up. Yeah, here it is. Death of Emmett Lewis Till. Yeah, 1955. So an African American boy who. Oh, can you see? Let me move my camera back over to the side. Is this what Killing a Mockingbird is about? I'm sorry, I did not read it because I didn't like school, so I just I just like deleted everything about school from my memory. I believe so. This is the exact. Oh, okay, yeah, I should go back and read that book then. Yeah, let's see. American boy who was abducted, tortured, and lynched in Mississippi in 1955 at the age of 14 after being accused of offending a white woman, Carolyn Bryant, in her family's grocery store. The brutality of his murder and the acquittal of the killers drew attention to the long history of violent persecution of African Americans in the United States, till promiscuously became an icon of the civil rights movement. Um, okay, yeah, let me read this. I'm just gonna read this paragraph because I see a lot of similarities. Till was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. During summer vacation in August 1955, he was visiting relatives near Money, Mississippi, in the Mississippi Delta region. He spoke to 21-year-old Caroline Bryant, the white married proprietor of a local grocery store. Although what happened at the store was a matter of dispute, Till was accused of flirting with, touching, or whistling at Bryant. Till's interaction with Bryant perhaps unwittingly violated the unwritten code of behavior for a black male interacting with a white female in the Jim Crow era South. Several nights after the encounter, Bryant's husband Roy and his half-brother J.W. Milliam, who were armed, went to Till's great-uncle's house and abducted Emmett. They beat and I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that on Twitch. Hurt him before killing it. Oh man, okay, yeah, they did that. You can see it on screen. That's what I'm talking about. That stuff does not need to happen again. Just because George is a man does not make him guilty. I mean, look at this boy. That looks like just absolutely horrifying. Just because the color of your skin, you're someone you can be butchered. Exactly, and that shouldn't be true for. Sorry, my friend's a bit loud. Any gender, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and gender, anything really. No one should be accused like that and just found guilty automatically by someone else's words. That is I'm sure that there's so many more examples of that in history, and yeah, we need to learn from it. It's the education system is so stupid that it's like making I think it's making us even more stupid. Inquisitor. I'm gonna write these books down because I have a lot of I have a lot of books I meant to reading. Inquisitor and using my to leave. Oh wait, is this person? Wait, is this person who was? I think someone in. Oh yeah, I think somebody in chat was telling me about that. I don't. I'm sorry, was a content creator? Yeah, I think somebody else told me about that. Let me look. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm sure the videos on the subreddit. there seems to be a video of it. Yeah, I've seen plenty of videos like that. I've seen like all of the videos of just violence in general, just because I like to know what happens, but I don't go watching these videos. They will like mess you up. He got falsely accused by two females about, I think it was grooming or and he actually committed, again, it was females who did this. Yeah, that's people will tend to use outdated groups of oppression, but and women historically were oppressed, but I think now the dynamics have kind of switched, and once you do that, you don't take it out on the other side. You learn from it and realize you don't want to be the one. You never want to be the one who's being oppressed like that. Uh, yeah, I'm into like yeah, that's how I feel. Where's the balance? The equality. Exactly. There's always like equality, and then something happens, and there's like a yeah, yes, enough people die until everyone realize, okay, wait, this is messed up, and we need to change, and then we change, and then we forget about it because people only live so long, and we're not that good at the education is system is just so bad. It's like teaching everyone the exact wrong way. It's kind of teaching everybody the opposite way they should be taught. Because I'm not even George Orwell, Animal Farm. I know George Orwell. He wrote 1984, right? I vaguely know what that was about. Animal Farm. All people are created equal. Just some are more equal than others. He's what is that, like the kind of like the separate but equal rule. I'll write that one down as well. George Orwell. Oh, but I don't. I know that there's not too much on this like I'm supposed to say I can only put so many tags on my video. But do want to I do want to review this because I feel like a lot of people are concerned about. I've heard twice about this Inquisitor person and what happened, and I think I will try to review that as much as I can without giving like too much gore or just trying to yeah explain it without having to show all the graphic details basically. God, sorry, I'm not. I've forgotten how to speak out loud. I will greatly look forward to your stream about it. So, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everyone who came to stream, everyone who was supporting me on Twitter. That was really cool because I just have not like I have a lot of information and stuff to share. I just I didn't think anybody really cared what I had to say. But I guess, that was my assumption. So it's my fault for that. Uh, oh, right. Anyways, let's see, it's still live. Actually, I don't know. Everybody else is playing games. Nobody's just chatting. Oh, yeah, I'm very glad to have met you as well. I've definitely, I already I followed you back on Twitter. I don't, yeah, appreciate you so much. I will, I will let you guys know. I'll start posting more and just keep everyone updated what's going on and everything goes. So thank you much for being here. I think I'm just gonna end since yeah I've come from a more serious stream. So have a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time it is for you. You can I want to unfollow if you want to unfollow a raving madness. I will totally understand. Oh wait, what? Wait, which one is it? Oh, was that one? Another account. It's all right. I didn't I unfollowed some people. I didn't even get to look through all my following because wait, sorry, some people the names confuse me when they're like because I the like handle is different from the name sometimes. I can't. Oh, did you? I don't know if you deleted it or not. It doesn't show up. But yeah, I'm sure I'm following. But it's all right. I'll clear out my following if there's like any empty accounts or anything. But yeah, I'm glad to follow you on your new account, and I appreciate you being here. Everyone else as well. Everyone else who hasn't said anything. Lurkers are welcome as well. Nobody has to say anything in chat. You know, I just watch. Uh, okay, yeah. But I'm Rand, and I will hopefully see you guys later. Bye for now.